Listen, if you thought you were going to get away another Sunday night at 6 p.m. and not see these two guys, like, why wouldn't you want to get ready for the stream show with Strick and Brant? Like we're here for you.
And we made a commitment this year to not miss a day all year, right? Even if we have to get some guest hosts, we decided we're not going to miss a day. So we want to help streamers succeed. That's why we're here. We're here for you. You don't have to do it alone. We want to help you find your dreams, your passions, whatever it is you want to do. And we think that live streaming can help a lot.
And of course, this is the countdown. You can see the countdown right here. All right. So this is kind of like our pre-show. Instead of dancing, Brent and I like to kind of catch up with each other.
And this is the first week since 2021 that I have not heard from you all week.
Have we not talked like one time this week?
Nope, not a
text.
It
was spring break this week.
It was our spring break last week.
So
you find somebody else? You got another co-host? What? I'm starting to get a little jealous.
Between my wife and my two sons being at home, like we really didn't do much for spring break. My wife is a big time planner, and when she was trying to plan this 3 or 4 months ago, what we're gonna do, everything was bought up. Like literally, she couldn't find a place for us to go for spring break. So we spent spring break at home, and we're planning to do something this summer. Like we always do something summer. We just said, hey, we'll do some little things around the city. Went to a local basketball game. We did Top Golf, which my wife beat me at Top Golf this time. Like I was I felt some kind of way about that.
That's okay. She's a strong woman. I totally am behind Kim Scott beating you in Top Golf.
So I had to stop bowling with her because she kept beating me. She's a better bowler than me. I don't like going bowling with her.
I've met her once when I came to Birmingham, and she's very gracious. But I would
look at her.
I would
about winning.
I would know from my wife, the way my wife is, and I know your wife. She wouldn't be where she is if she wasn't very competitive. How about that?
She's extremely competitive, and so am I. But, I think she has a little bit of advantage when she bowls. Of course, she bowled as a child with her father all the time.
Oh, now you're making excuses.
Lower center of gravity.
No, you're just making excuses. And, you're stronger. You should be able to just.
Yeah, I just take the big 15 and just go down the center. And I do very well, but when you do that with the big balls, you can get tired as well, right?
She's got. So I get
tired, and by the time I win the first game, she wins the second game because my arm is too tired. So
she's got the finesse. She's finessing it, and you're trying to muscle it. That's the thing about guys versus our wives, right? We try to muscle it, and they finesse it, and sometimes finesse always wins.
Yeah, so I got to work on this Top Golf thing. And I actually I slice all of my balls to the right. So the last time I went bowling, I went all the way to the left, and I was a star. Like, I was killing it because I was all the way to the left at Top Golf. So I'm slicing everything to the right. It's kind of like I'm in the center. And I'm thinking, man, I'm killing this. So when they put me closer to the center, I'm slicing everything to the right, so it's crazy.
Here's what I found. I'm not a big golfer, but I've done a lot of driving ranges. And what I found out about golf and bowling and everything else in life, just don't think about it. Just get up there and do it. If you overthink it, you'll adjust too much and you'll screw yourself up.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, look at that!
I know it, right?
You are a star every day.
That's some crap. That's gonna make it worse. I'm gonna go to bowling tomorrow just to beat.
Yeah, that was some shade right there from Kim Scott. That's awesome. She just shaded you in front of everybody. Like, it's okay, baby. It's okay.
Right. You're a star. Whatever.
You're
it's
a star.
Giving a kid one of those little sticky stars on their forehead because they showed up and wasn't bad that day. Whatever.
Kim Scott, you need to go get him a little trophy, plastic trophy with a little star, and make him feel better.
And that would do it.
I know. Hey, we're getting on 5, 4. We're not going to miss this one. 3, 2, 1. Let's roll it.
Here we go. right, so we are on Ecamm in the community. I want to say hello to everybody there. Strick City page or DJ Strick page on Facebook, and then you can also see us on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the Stream Show YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? I think we're up in the last couple of weeks, 8 new subscribers, Brant. Can you believe that?
We are. I mean, I think that we're doing really, really well. I'm just sitting here typing in here to say hello to Kevin Cox. And we got Miss Jill is in the house.
Miss Jill, how are you doing?
I'm trying to, if I'm looking off screen, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to comment to everybody.
This show today is for you. So if you're watching this, Jill and Kevin, guess what, guys? We're going to do a lot of talking together.
Because our guest had to bow out, right?
Yeah, so we have someone that had to, they couldn't make it, okay? They couldn't make it today. Something happened, a family event. So Brant and I are going to run the show today, and we are always full of information and fun stuff to talk about. So we're like, hey, it's Strick and Brant, the Stream guys. We could do a show. And it doesn't have to be interview style. So today we're going to take a lot of time, Kevin, Miss Jill, to talk to you guys, our Ecamm family, our Stream Show family, the Stream team that are watching with us today. Please get close to a keyboard because we're going to be talking together about all kind of stuff. And that's how we're going to run the show today. And, of course, we have a behind the stream as well we're going to share.
I've been doing a lot of research this week, Strick, so I've been looking at, we're all trying to grow. We're all trying to do YouTube. We're all trying to do shorts and TikToks, and we're experimenting with everything. And, I did a TikTok on Friday night that had 5,000 views in like 1 hour.
Are you for real?
It is the weirdest thing. It was just like a throwaway thing for me. And it got 5.8 thousand views. And I didn't go anywhere after that. So there's some technical things that I think we all should look at when we're talking about Facebook, because we're all doing really, really good work. Strick and I were talking about this afterwards. We do good content. We're giving away great information. Our production quality is great. These comedians I was talking to were like trying to hire me because I showed them our show, and they're like,
"I'm trying to hire you as well, Brant. Just so you know."
No, and I actually mentioned you and how you had interviewed Roy Woods Jr. They had a connection with Roy Woods, so like we're a big deal. You and me, man. Coming from different angles, but you have to beat this system, right? I mean, I don't want to blame the logarithm, but it's like we all look at it every day, and we're looking at the views, we're looking at the hits, we're trying to do better because we all want to succeed at what we're doing because we all put a lot of effort and money and time into this. So I just think there are a few things that we could tweak and we could do better.
So tell me, and somebody say, hey, yo, what's up? I was trying to get to our community page to see exactly who that is, but what's up to you? And I'm going to get the name in just a second. Or you can put the name in and I don't have to search for it. But I'm not actually seeing who you are yet. So please just kind of share that. And, of course, the Ecamm community is doing some stuff. So, Brant, that being said, what do you think as the canvas, the landscape of content creation is changing? What do you think we should be focusing on? Just give me one of your ideas. You say, hey, if we do this, it might come. James Hicks, shouts out to you, sir. What do you think?
What's up, James? I think it is having an opinion. And
an opinion.
I think that you have to pick a lane. You have to good or bad, I think social media is about opinions and it's about picking a lane, like right, left, right, whatever, however you want to position it. But I think sometimes if you're trying to, and one of the things I've watched a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of successful YouTubers, and I think the one thing that resonates with me is like, if you're trying to please everybody, you please nobody.
Okay.
And that's been from marketing people, whether it's Seth Godin or Gary Vaynerchuk or whoever. It's just in our nature. It's our human nature. It's like if you want to try to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. And I think me and you are both super nice, and we want to do the best we can
There's no
for everybody.
drama here, sir. There's nobody
Right,
coming
but I
up
think,
on stage slapping anybody.
Exactly, and I don't think we need to slap anybody. I think that we do need to be opinionated about what we feel is the right thing, that we've done some really, really good things, right?
Right.
You and I have done some really good things, but we maybe not take credit or boast about ourselves or let other people know about what we're doing in the background because we're, I don't know, some sort of way, right? I mean, you work at a church, you're a certain sort of way. I'm kind of a certain kind of way about not being braggadocious. But I think that some of it we've done is really, really amazing. And maybe we should just be a little more honest with that.
I get it. The honest part and being boastful, or I think you said braggadocious maybe earlier, right, about what you do is, from a marketing perspective, it is important to market what you do and who you are and to get visibility. And, of course, in the social media world right now, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, definitely on Facebook, you have to pay for that marketing opportunity because organically, they're limiting how many people you can actually get in front of based on your friends list. And that was James Hicks. Hicks says, no one else comes with the what's up, yo. So y'all know it's me out here in these streets. Yes, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us, and you made it over to the YouTube channel. But I think it's important, Brant, if we talk about formats or style for interviews. And again, if you're watching this in the Ecamm community, we're going to be talking back and forth. We want to know what you think as we talk about, hey, this interview style, the way we do it. This is me coming from my radio days, Brant. I really like the interaction that I could have. And of course, the DJ, I play the music. I would bring people in to talk about whatever it is that they were doing to promote them. So I like having Jill on. I like having Steve Worthy on. I like having Dan Courier and talk about the people video that he's doing. And all of the folks that we brought on, Rob Balasavas, Doc Rock. I mean, we've had some real heavy hitters. Katie, we got to schedule Katie back on our show really soon because they're doing some things inside of the community and for streamers that the information they provide can actually help streamers succeed, which is our mission. But I get it. If we're interviewing all these people and our way of helping streamers succeed is bringing guests to the show for them to talk, the guests can follow, our audience could then follow those guests and they don't follow us.
So there's a lot in that. No, there's a lot in that, and I think that some of it is that we are here to serve. So from a marketing standpoint, you have to look at your brand and you have to look at who do you serve, who's your target audience. And I think that we have to realize that sometimes as a person who serves other people, we still, to be successful, you have to look at what we do, right? We have to look at the bottom line for what we do. And I think that we have a lot to offer, and sometimes, and I've listened to a lot of YouTube for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I've had some consulting with some other creators that have stopped interviews because it makes the interview person look like the expert. Does that make sense?
Right.
So, and I don't want to stop that. I think we started this show to be a platform for other e-cammers that's why we call it a production review show, right?
Right.
To show off your setup, show what you do. But I also know that, if you look at the hard numbers, we have a great following. These people show up every Sunday night. We do 80 to 60, 60 to 80 people every night, which is really good for a live. So I don't discount that. But some of our videos don't get viewed enough. So our gifts, the things that we were sharing, have not getting shared enough. So we have to work on maybe figuring out why that is. And I don't know if that's logarithm stuff or if it's titling or the thumbnail. But I know we work on a lot of that stuff. We talk about a lot of that stuff, so I just think we have a lot of good information to share, and I would like to share it with 1 million people and not 4.
I get it.
Because at the end of the day, this is a business, right? I mean, you're trying to make money, but also validate yourself through how many people watch and like and all that other good stuff. So, and I'm all for, we've committed to keep doing this every Sunday night, and we keep plugging through. But at some point you have to say, okay, well, things aren't going the way we want them to go. So what do we need to change? And everybody I've watched on YouTube, because things are so fast nowadays, it's not like in our day, right? If you were in radio, you got the, I'm trying to think of the company that did the reviews for radio. But you look at the radios to see if
Nielsen
ratings, right? To see if your show is hitting certain numbers. And if it didn't, they cut it, right? I mean, they cut the show, or you start another show, or you tweak the show. And I think it's time for us to tweak the show. I'm not saying we cancel the show. I'm not saying but we maybe need to tweak who we serve. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, I think that it is, and everyone that's watching today, you have to be able to place where you are seeing this in your shoes as well, for the production value that you have. How are you engaging with your audience, and is your audience engaging with you? I mean, right now we're actually using Restream, and we're going to 4 different destinations, some better than others as far as who's watching. But how do you say, okay, this is what we're doing, this is the response we're getting? Now, time is actually something that we have to be aware of. Don't think that you can start a show, and actually success that we have had has been better than most, but don't think you can just start a show and automatically have this big audience. Like, it takes time to build an audience and to get traction on these social media platforms. And of course, I will say this to everybody: YouTube is where you want to push people to. All right, you definitely want to push people to YouTube. And we got a couple of things here going from comments that we want to get to as well.
Yeah, and I see that Miss Jill said, if you pull Miss Jill's up there, she said, I tend to only pre-market guests or specials a few times instead of over and over. I don't want to be pushy, so I hold back, but I think I need to change that. So what I would say to Miss Jill is, I'm very, 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 I can't say this enough, how impressed I am with what Jill does. Because Jill is taking her...
super cool. She has personality,
but she's taken this, let's just, beyond the personality, she has a great personality. But she has taken what she does, and she's made a really successful business, doing hockey games and doing stuff for her school. And I just think that's very empowering. And so my goal, personal goal, is to help people empower to get to a level of they're making a difference, but they're also making a living. And I just think that's, you don't want to just survive. You want to thrive, and you don't just want to break even. You want to make a living, right? So you can give more gifts to the world. So I think sometimes the imposter syndrome sets in, or this other stuff sets in, that you say, I'm not deserving of this, right? But if you can get what you need financially, then you can serve more people and you can help more people. So in the space that Miss Jill is in public school, my kids go to public school. I talk to the teachers. I do what I can to help, but they need a lot of help. They need more Miss Jills, right? So how can we replicate? How can Miss Jill help 100 Miss Jills across the United States? Does that make sense?
It does, but are you seeing what exactly she's talking about? Her question, her comment is more on the awareness side, the marketing side of what she's doing.
And that's what I'm saying, though, is I think that you shouldn't be embarrassed of putting yourself out there, because you're putting out a great product. You're doing amazing things, and for every time you put it out there, 1 or 2 people see it. It's not, you're not.
And I think that we had to really get down to that, Brant, for people to understand the amount of people that are really seeing your social media post, whether that's Instagram. So let's go back to this. You said that you did a TikTok and it got to 5,000 and just stopped.
It was a short.
It was a short on YouTube.
Yep. And it was a short on Friday night. And I just did a selfie of me with the camera saying, let's get some B-roll. I was at a comedian concert for my day job. They're very popular. I put a sign in the background, right? But I figured out talking to my daughter, because she's really doing a lot of TikTok lately, in shorts is kind of like TikTok. I did it at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I think that people are looking at stuff at night. It went to 5.8 thousand views in 2 hours, 3 hours, and they just stopped. Right? So how do you, you start having to deal with that?
Let me make the point that I want to make. So
okay, make the point.
The point is that you got to a certain number and the algorithm stopped it. All right. So it controls the amount of people that can actually see what you're putting out. All right. It's not like, it catches and then it goes viral. So going viral means that you're getting it in, like if it's TikTok, the For You section, and over again, people are watching it, viewing it, sharing it, liking it. It kind of catches on. All right. And that pushes it to go viral. But initially, there's only so many people that see your post. So if you feel like you're doing it over and over again, please know some people are just seeing it for the first time. It's kind of like being in radio, and people will come up and they say, well, how much does a commercial cost? And I'll tell them how much a commercial costs and say, okay, I want to get one. I say, well, hold on. That's one commercial. In order for you to get traction, you have to buy hundreds of commercials or run it for 2 to 4 weeks of commercials. So that's times 100 in order to get traction, because someone can hear a commercial. Literally, they can hear a commercial one time and never really hear it.
Yeah, and the goal is like you want to hear it 3 or 4 times, right? So I worked in TV. Same thing with promotions. I did promotions for UPN 38. I don't know if anybody remembers that channel. It's gone. Network. And I did promotions for Hughley's and Girlfriends and all this other stuff. So you had to be kind of creative and try to make these tonight on UPN 38. And my boss would say, I've seen that commercial. I've seen that promotion 5 times today. You need to change it. And I was like, with all due respect, sir, nobody else has seen it. You have it on and you're paying attention to it.
Right.
And that I think there's some of that. I also want to shout out here to Patrice. She said something about the best book on business and for streaming is The Purple Cow. And I think I don't know if I have him back here, but I do have Seth Godin is a big idol or a big mentor of mine, or idol, or however you want to put that. So I watch Seth Godin stuff all the time. So The Purple Cow is a great book.
And I guess that's people saying some things in here, and she actually, Patrice actually said news streaming, learning a lot from you guys' thoughts. And
very good, yeah.
And JP High Tech hit us up. Let's go, guys. JP is always good to have you on the stream, sir. Thank you for hanging out. We're talking to people today, so please, if you got a comment or something like that, please put it in the comments. We'll bring it up as me and Brant talk about some ideas of the stream show or how people could use it. Again, this is where she's talking about the purple cow. So now we have Chaz here.
Chaz, tell him about how we're doing all this.
Say that again.
He's saying, how are we doing all this the way how everything looks? So tell him about Ecamm.
So good question. Good question. So right now we are using a system. You should see Ecamm in the description of this stream or show today, where you can actually get a free trial of it if you are a Mac user. So it's a Mac software only, but it gives us the ability to actually have different scenes. If you can tell behind Brant and I, there's a looping video. We're actually able to put lower thirds, comments on the screen. It is a really, really robust piece of equipment, almost TV broadcast quality, that we're actually able to do remotely. So I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and Brant is in Arkansas. What's that? Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are on a stream together. We've been doing this for a year and about 4 months, and we use Ecamm to do the production. We love Ecamm. Again, the link to Ecamm is in the description.
I just put it in the comments.
There you go.
So it's in the comments. If you want to go to that, if you're a Mac user, you can use that. We have
along with the YouTube widget. So, Brant, you actually did the widget for YouTube that we have on the screen when we go back and forth. And what's that? Was it Streamlabs?
Oh, yeah. That is Streamlabs that I use on that. Streamlabs, Stream Elements. You can use any kind of widget. Ecamm does provide widgets, so that is, very helpful. I'm trying to read a bunch of these comments. We have some great comments here tonight. You can run a 5-second commercial that simply says, "Getting a new TV." I don't know what that is from.
So that's probably so this is actually our first comment from LinkedIn. So thank you so very much, Orlando, for watching on LinkedIn. And maybe this is even like his company, saying, "I hate TVs." You can run a 5-second commercial that simply says, "Getting my new TV hung." So these are things, I guess he's giving ideas. And also getting a shout out to his company. So shouts out to you for using our comments to talk about I Hang TVs. It's a big deal in Birmingham. His company is. So shouts out to you.
All right, awesome. So I ran commercials for this show on YouTube, and I think one of the things I realized is I didn't specify age. I just ran it to everybody, and then when it came back, we had a ton of impressions, but it was for kids. I say, not our target audience. It was, so a lot of kids clicked on it. So you have to really understand how all these systems work. I watch a ton of YouTubers, and there's one I watch a lot called The Future. Chris Doe is called The Future. And he point blank said they spent $1,800 for a month to get their show boosted to a place where they were making money, so having to invest some time and effort, not only in the equipment, but in the marketing of your show, can make a big deal. So I never, ever, ever questioned the quality of our production. I never questioned the quality of our thought leadership or what we're doing. It's just you have to battle with this, the amount of people that are on YouTube and the amount of people that are streaming and doing the things that we do to get it to the top. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
That we're doing everything right, but we might be able to do things better, and not from the show standpoint, just from technically who our target audience is, who we're trying to serve. And if you're like Patrice was talking about, if you're a big Seth Godin fan, it's all about your tribe and who do you serve. And so there are some things that you always have to constantly think about. And I agree with what Strick says about time and effort, and you've got to let things build. But things happen so fast right now that you maybe have to adjust a few things. That if I've got to figure out why did the stupid video I posted get 5,000 likes, right? And was it a time thing? Was it the music that I picked? Was it, so I'm going to replicate it a couple times just to see. And you just have to keep testing this and testing and seeing what's working, because things are changing so fast.
Right. And be sure, Brant, that a one-of video is not a test.
No,
it's
not.
And a lot of times people, let me say this. Chris Stone, thanks for watching. He's actually said, "What's up, gentlemen," or "What's good?" So shouts out to you. Thanks for watching this. And reached out to him. He's going to be a guest on the show really soon. We got to get a good date for you, sir. So I watched a software engineer that's a TikToker that is trying to re-engineer, and of course, you don't know the algorithm and how it works.
Right.
But there are threshold, is what their theory was. Their threshold of, goals that you can reach. So once you have the 20th video, once you have the 50th video, and then the 100th video, just different things that's happened. Because if you watched, I have a TikToker that I'm actually helping, and I guess they were probably at 50 videos, and 4,000, 3,000, 40,000, 70,000, and then one just hit 1.5 million views on TikTok, and I think they're almost at 100,000
followers
on TikTok. But it happens in certain threshold, and then the next couple are 40,000, 4,000. So it went back. So I don't know. I don't know, but listening to this TikToker that was saying, "Hey, this is how I think the algorithm works," and you just have to keep posting, and as you get to so many thresholds, then there's opportunities for you to go viral inside of TikTok.
Well, I also have to think that everybody has to realize that their sole purpose is to keep us engaged with the platform.
On the platform.
So that is, they're not trying to help me. They're not trying to help you. They're just trying to hit their numbers.
Right.
So they're going to, give you these little wins. It's like gambling, right? It's like a slot machine.
That's right.
It's like we're going to give you a little bit. We're going to give you a little bit. You're going to win a lot, and then you're going to double down, and you're going to lose everything. So there always has to be a balance about we are the product.
So that was Instagram for me.
I'm never, ever not clear that I and you and everybody streaming, we are the product of Facebook, Instagram. There are some things, LinkedIn, everybody, right? Eyeballs, numbers, advertising. It's no different than when you were in radio, no different than I was in TV. There's all this technology. Nothing is different.
Right.
Got to have eyeballs to charge advertising dollars. So you have to go in with that mindset, one, knowing that you don't control anything. So we can work and work and work and work and never hit these thresholds because it's not geared because they don't like Strick and Brant. It's just, it's these thresholds they've made for the algorithm they're programming everything to be to their benefit.
Right.
So we have to work on how do we program to get our benefit. So, and I think that's a lot of changing. I think that's a lot of experimenting. I think that's why getting your own email list is important, trying to own as many of the eyeballs that you have. And I also think that, like, say for the person you're helping, 1 million views, 440,000 views, you can't just sit around and wait for somebody to reach out to you and say, we want you to be an influencer. You have to go on the offensive and say, hey, I'm an influencer. Here's the numbers I have. Here's what I charge. So there's some, but with that said, everything in the beginning, it's like the amount of viewership that you get now on the internet for free on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can only imagine when we were in production in, regular media, you had to pay to get that, right?
Yeah. Right.
So you have a shot. I mean, but we're all out there looking for that little bitty shot. So, and I think that you can level up your production. I think you can level up your skills. I think you can level up all the things that we teach people how to do, but you also have to learn how the game's played, right?
Right.
And you got to know the rules of the game.
So if you're out there watching this today, we want to know from you, what style show do you have, or are you contemplating doing some type of live content, streaming content, and you need help in figuring that out? So we want to help you out today. Our style is interview style, and we are thinking about adding some different components to it. So we do have a production show inside of our show. So that is for all of our Ecamm users. If you haven't been to our webpage to sign up to be on Behind the Streams, what are you waiting for? It's the streamshow.live. You can go to our webpage, the streamshow.live, and actually sign up to be a guest on our show, because we want you to be here with us. Be a guest, show us how you are uniquely using Ecamm in your setup. So Ecamm is a platform or software that you can actually use, and it's strictly for Macs. So Mac users, this is for you. We want to see how you're setting it up. Now, the question is, how are you running your live show? Not just the marketing of it. Are you doing a guest style format? Help me out, Brant, in some other ways, some other formats that you can actually, some tutorials, coaching shows.
Right. Leveraging your, are you leveraging shorts? Are you leveraging TikTok? Are you leveraging Instagram? Pinterest has all of a sudden rise to the top if that's the thing, right? Even my daughter was like, she started talking about some TikTok stuff. She started an account. She's trying to raise her profile. And she's like, I've had a lot of great success with Pinterest. And I was like, and I didn't say nothing to her. I was like, no, that's what everybody's saying. Pinterest is coming back around again. So,
Pinterest Live. So while Patrice is going out to purchase Ecamm, make sure you use the link. We do have our
affiliate.
There's an affiliate link there, so it's no additional cost to you, but it will go towards us if you use that link. So what about leveraging Twitch? What do you think about Twitch?
So Patrice, I'd have to know more about what your target audience is, and what kind of show you're producing. So Twitch is, I would say, it's 100% gaming and younger demo. I think besides gaming, they have one thing called just chatting that is huge, and that's just people talking. But it's going to be a very, very young demo. It's going to be a younger demographic. So I'd really need to know what and this is something, I'm starting a new podcast, and I'm going to talk about this more with people because I get a little frustrated. Because a lot of people don't think about who their target audience, right? So I talked to a lady the other day, and she has a coworker. She has I can't think of the word right now. She cooks, and she does catering for people. Sorry. And I said, who's your target audience? Anybody that eats. Like, that's not a target audience, right?
Right.
And so you really have to look down deep at who's your target audience. Are they men? Are they women? Are they this age group or that age group?
She's saying there's a technology show, past and future.
Past and future. I think it's a great show, a great concept. I would probably lean in. Talk about your age. And I don't want to ask your age, but if you're younger, if you're in your 20s, yes, Twitch. If you're in your 30s or 40s, Facebook and YouTube. But I also think right now, YouTube is the game. I think YouTube is the place. So building a following there is huge, because I think they're paying people the most long term. And I think Twitch is still trying to figure it out. If you're doing gaming content like AR, VR, like really cutting edge stuff, yes, I would probably say Twitch. But Twitch is a different animal. So I've tried it with I don't think it's our audience, so we don't stream to Twitch right now. I've had a gaming channel, but because I'm older, I went with Facebook gaming because they had a lot of perks and we're putting a lot of effort behind Facebook. And I really think you have to also look at Twitch as a platform. I know a lot of people have been leaving Twitch and going to YouTube or Facebook. There's just a real battle going on between that space. And I don't know that Amazon has really figured it out yet. Does that make sense? Like, they really haven't leaned into one thing. The only good thing that Twitch has is if you're a Prime subscriber, which I am, you have a monthly subscription that you can give to a gamer or a Twitch person. So you can just give that to them and it makes them money, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's just part of your Prime. So that's one good thing. I think a lot of the people we're talking to, we don't qualify for it yet. If you go back and watch our last week episode with Dan Courier about Amazon, people are having a lot of success with Amazon. So doing a technology show on Amazon Live to sell stuff could be huge. Do you not think so, Strick?
Yeah, I do. It's one of those things that is going to help every creator to be able to monetize. I think that from an Amazon Live perspective, this is where I am with Amazon. It's such a new live platform, with a large company. Is going back to maybe not 2007 YouTube. Well, YouTube wasn't even a big company. So this is a big company starting a live platform. So everyone that gets on early, you have an opportunity to grow a little faster. So I want to say this to people, that if you are using this technology, you're streaming, you're making content, don't be slow. Be an early adopter on new platforms. Now, that can make you seem like you're going after the latest and greatest fad, but you will never know how you can connect with that early platform, how you will grow fast. So be an early adopter. I believe that this show will be on Amazon Live at some point, but we haven't made the switch yet, but it will happen, and we're going to keep going. So Here it is. Chris actually said he can't wait to chop it up with us about Amazon. So when we bring Chris Stone on, he can actually tell us more about what he's doing with Amazon, and they have a great show on Amazon Live, and have a nice audience as well. So we would love to get Chris to come on and talk about it a little bit. And as we're setting that up, we'll be working on getting Amazon Live, the stream show on Amazon Live. So there you go. And I definitely want to circle back around to all the streamers. Brant, it is important, like really, really important, to be early adopters on certain technologies and not to get stuck in one thing. Now, I know we're pushing YouTube like the people because we feel like from our experience and the knowledge, the monetization of YouTube is better than any other platform. So if you want to grow a community, that's where you want to be, not stopping people from being on TikTok or Facebook. But if you're going to really spend time growing a community or growing an audience, you would get more out of YouTube than some of the other platforms.
Yeah, it's just, I think the frustrating part is even though you want to be a part of Amazon and we know that's where you want to be, we don't hit those numbers, right? So you have to have a certain amount of followers. Just saying with YouTube is you have to have a certain amount of followers to get into that next level of programming, or TikTok or everybody else. And we haven't made that. But we've been monetized before we even started the show, right? So there's a balance there. Like, so we believe we do really great content. We've had sponsors pay us. We were sponsored before we even had a channel. So it's frustrating for me as I know that we could do really well on these other platforms, but we don't meet those generic thresholds to get into the program, right? And so anybody that says, oh, don't worry about the numbers, just keep going in, but you have to worry about the numbers because as the gatekeepers have put those numbers to us. So that's why it should always be a goal for us, is to hit those numbers, because you want to get to that next level, right?
You do, but the people that we're seeing successful in any of these platforms, like I know the pandemic, there's some viral people that have gone viral off of TikTok. Okay, I get it. There's some people that have gone viral off Instagram, and I think there's the young guy that's a millionaire. I think he was the top watch TikTok guy that would do all this stuff and then end like this.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's one of. That's one of. Everybody else is 1%. Trying to climb them. Say that again.
It's like basketball. Like, I'm a big basketball fan, right? It's like there's only 1 or 2 or 3% that can get to that next level, and you can love your kids, and you can love yourself, and you can love your college team. There's only like 1 or 2 or 3% that are going to go to the NBA level for whatever reason, and that doesn't mean the kid isn't good or they don't have the skill. It's just challenging. And I think right now, social media is like the NBA. I mean, everybody wants to be on, right? Everyone wants to be the YouTuber, right? YouTuber is the number one. When they poll kids, it's the number one career path that a kid wants to be. What do you want to be? You want to be you used to be a fireman or a lawyer, a doctor. Now it's a YouTuber. Right?
Well, I think the platform is there, Brant. I think the opportunity is there.
The opportunity is there, but I also think that you have to be. So here, and let's pull down all of the veils, and I'll tell you what me and Strick talked about for 30 minutes before this. There's 2 things: stay the course or make changes, right? And I think that things happen so fast now that you have to start making changes to see what hits. And if you find something that hits, you have to double down on it. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how that affects the logarithm. I don't know these things. And I think that's the problem with some of these platforms, is we don't know that. And I think I wish we could know more about that. But I also think that there's some imposter syndrome issues of, look, between me and you have 40 years experience in broadcast and media, right?
Right.
We know how to do this. Do you not agree?
Oh, yeah, we definitely know what we're doing.
But we're waiting on a form on the internet to let us be a part of the Amazon Live, because they have to say, you're not good unless you have X amount of followers, period, right? And they don't even tell you how many that is. So that's the other thing that stresses me. I was like, they don't give you a goal. So you have to hit these goals. And it just depends on you personally. Most people I know has taken it 4 or 5 years to get success on YouTube. And I think that's totally honest. And I think that's totally doable. And I think that's totally, so you just have to settle into that it's going to take that kind of work and that kind of effort. But you can't just keep beating your head against the tree thinking it's going to change, right? Does that make sense? Like
it makes sense, but it also okay, so now it gets down to what do you feel like success is? Like what are the goals for you?
I don't want to make $1 million. I mean, I'd like to make an extra 30, 40, 50, 60,000 a year. It would be freaking epic for me, right?
Right.
If I could make what I make in my day job, part-time hanging out with you, that'd be awesome.
Right.
It could be, we've made a little bit of money, enough that we have to report to the government. So that was cool, And I think that at the end of the day, especially for us at our age, and we have families and we have people we have to take care of, you can't just be, if we were 20, we would just do this for free.
Like, we're serious.
Yeah, we'd be like, yeah, we're doing this for fun. We're awesome, and we would take more chances. But I think at the end of the day, when you're older, you're like, I really got to make a little bit of money because I've spent lights, computers, cameras, everything that we spent. We're like,
right. Listen,
I got to kind of justify some of that.
I have a Mac Mini that is only used for streaming because, we're professionals, right? You want to be sure you have your setup the correct way.
And I think for me, the frustration is it's right there. We're so close all the time, right? Because I was at this thing the other night with those people and I showed them our website and they're like, you want a job? How do you get it to look so good?
Right.
We need to look that good. And these are top performing comedians that said, we can't compete because our YouTube channel and our podcast looks like crap. Can you help us? And I was like, yeah. And they're all Mac guys. I told them, Ecamm, that's what you need. They were asking me about microphone. I mean, they're doing all the research. They need somebody to kind of usher them through. But I'm just thinking that for certain people, that guy basically told me, we just don't want to travel anymore. We could make as much money on YouTube if our production looked as good as ours.
Right.
Right? So maybe we should get into comedy. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm a really funny guy. I don't know if you knew that.
And I have stand-up routines that I've worked on. I was going to do stand-up before the pandemic, so I can bring those out too.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Right, whatever it takes. So, but I do believe that this is a huge opportunity for people. It's not easy. Most of the people that you watch have crews and crews of people editing and chopping up the video. And, I really want to be honest with people and say, Gary Vaynerchuk can say, make 4 TikToks a day and you'll succeed. It's not that easy. It's hard to make 4 TikToks a day.
Yeah.
So
it could be some work, some creative
unless you're
work.
a teenager and mom and dad are paying all your
in the world, right?
Yeah, you're paying for everything.
Right. Because I know that 1 15-second video for me, from the thought process, filming it, and then editing it, and finding the right song to go with it, whether you do captions or not, and what kind of filter you want to use, all those things go into making that 15-second video. And you want it to,
and you had it like 3,000 views,
right?
And then you copied everything and did it again, and you had 2.
Right. Because
I did the same thing, right? We're doing shorts on the stream show. We're like, oh, this is awesome. I got 3,000 hits. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And it got nothing. And I actually tried to upload the same video just to test it. And it got nothing. Well, the first one got 3,000. So sometimes I just feel like there's no rhyme or reason to it.
And sometimes it's not. But that being said, you know what? We absolutely love the Ecamm community, and with that love, we said, hey guys, you could be on the stream show with Strick and Brant. And we had several people reach out to us to actually be a part of Behind the Stream for Ecamm, and we're sharing some of those live with you today. So I think this is Rabbi David. You remember his last name?
I don't. I just remember Rabbi. So Rabbi David, he has a YouTube channel called the Torah Tech Guy. So he is a tech guy like us, you know, a lot of the people in the Ecamm community are church people, right? So he's the same thing. He's helping the Jewish community use technology. Great guy. Had a great time interviewing him. And it just shows you that what we're trying to show you here is Ecamm can help you in a lot of ways, whether that's spreading your personal message and making a business, or spreading the gospel for your church or your mosque or whatever else you're doing. That technology is changing, and you kind of have to work with that. Paskins, there you go. Big Rich in the building.
And for the saved all the time.
And for the saved.
Rich. Here we go. So if you want to be a part of the stream show Behind the Stream with Ecamm, all you have to do is go on to the streamshow.live. There's a button that says Be Our Guest. So we want to have you on the show. So without further ado, this is Ecamm's Behind the Stream.
What's the one thing that really makes your stream better, or makes it easier, or makes it look better?
That's easy.
Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to Behind the Stream, powered by Ecamm. This is the chance for you guys out there that are watching, to show us your stream setup, right? So everything that you're using behind the stream, the cameras, the lights, the stream decks, you know, all the different tools and things you have, we want to see what you're using. And today our guest is David Paskin. I should say Rabbi David Paskin. Thank you for joining me.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me, Brian.
No problem. So, hey, give me a little quick rundown, you know, what do you do, where you're located, and we'll just start there.
Yeah, sure. So I am currently located in Miami, Florida, and I have become, over the past couple of years, the Torah tech guy. So I'm a rabbi by training, and I've served as a Jewish clergy person for the past 25 years, mostly in synagogue settings, also in educational institutions. And in the past 2 years, I've always been a geek. I've always been a bit of a nerd. Probably more than just a bit of a nerd, come to think of it. But in the past 2 years, I've really been taking that love of technology, that love of discovering new things and being creative and being curious, and I've put it to good work. And I've been trying to help Jewish communities, Jewish leaders across the country and really around the world do better. Use these tools that we have at our disposal, these amazing tools that we have at our disposal, to do better, to reach more people, to share whatever their vision is, their mission is, whatever the big ideas and values that they want to share with the world. We can use these technological tools to help us do that, and we can do it well. So that's what I'm trying to do with people.
But you said you were a new refound Mac person. Let's start there with your behind the stream. What Mac are you using to power Ecamm?
Right now, I'm using two computers. I've got a MacBook Pro over here. This is just a M1 16 gig. And then I've got a Mac Mini, an 8 gig M1 Mac Mini over here. I actually, a couple of weeks ago, started thinking about what is sort of the one piece of tech, what's the one tool that makes this all work for me. And I realized that there isn't one piece. It's an ecosystem that I've built. And part of that ecosystem, really the base of it is, other than Ecamm, is having one computer that's dedicated just to Ecamm and whatever streaming I'm doing, whether that's YouTube or Facebook or Zoom or whatever. All of that happens on this one computer, and I almost never put anything else on it. All of my content, anything I want to share, if it's a website or a keynote or anything like that, lives on this computer. This is also where I can, if I have Discord open, or if I'm using comms for background, Unity comms for certain shows, I have all that running over here. So those are the two computers.
iPad there too as well that you're using?
Yeah, the iPad. I actually use this for telestration. I don't think it's going to work now because my virtual camera did not show up in this production. Right, I wasn't able to choose it when I joined this production, so I don't think it will work. But when I'm in just using Ecamm, I set it up so that my iPad comes in as a camera device on top of whatever other camera I've got going. I then just am using an app with an RGB green chroma key background, and then this allows me to write all over myself.
Right.
right in the screen. So I use it as a
It's
telestrator
like
mostly.
or like a nice whiteboard. Now, I see you have a few Stream Decks there. Tell us a little bit about the Stream Decks.
I do have a few Stream Decks. Yeah, I'm a bit like everyone else. Like everyone else, I started with this guy, immediately went to this guy, then went to this guy. So here's my thinking with the Stream Decks. My thinking is I'm a little obsessive compulsive, and again, probably more than a little. And so I need things really, really organized. So the way I've set mine up is this is my Zoom Stream Deck. This is really just Zoom. So when I'm in Zoom, I've got a mute button. I've got a video toggle button. I can switch from gallery view to speaker view, open my participants panel, my chat, all that other stuff. This is also where I turn my lights on and off. This is just kind of my utilitarian Stream Deck, if you will. This guy over here is my, if you would call it, my video switcher. So this is where I keep all of my shows. It's got all my different shots in it. If I have overlays, I'll have those here also. And then this one over here I use just for audio. I actually don't do a lot of audio in my streams. That's not the kind of stuff that I'm doing. But if I have music playing in the background for a particular class or a workshop that I'm teaching, I might use this. If I'm running any videos, really all of the audio media lives over here, and this is the visual stuff over here.
Very good. So speaking of audio, tell us a little bit about your microphone setup there.
Yeah, so this is a Heil Pr40, which I'm a part of the Office Hours crew. I don't know if people know about officehours.global. It's an amazing group of media specialists that meet every single day.
Is that with Alex?
And Alex Lindsay is sort of the leader of that.
Great guy, yeah.
Amazing. So I'm a part of that crew. And so a lot of what you see here is based actually on what I learned from them. So this is the Heil Pr40. It's a really, really nice, clean mic with a very basic pop filter on top of it. I've got that running on the Elgato low profile arm, which I would give up my right arm for this low profile arm. It is just the best invention ever. And then I've got that all going into, and this I'm not going to be able to show you very clearly, but I've got all of that going into, this is the Behringer Flow 8. And the reason I love this is because on top of it being a physical mixer that where I can adjust faders and stuff, it also connects Bluetooth to an old tablet that I have here, and it gives me a lot of flexibility. So I'm actually running both computers into the Flow 8, which then comes out into my MacBook Pro, into Loopback. I do some weird kind of stuff, moving Zoom here and not there and this, that. It then goes back into the Flow 8. So I have each computer, Zoom, and some different programs all set up on different channels. Then I've got 3 outs. I've got a main out, which goes out to you. I've got a monitor out, which goes into my ears. And then I've got another speaker in the room if I'm just listening to a YouTube video. And I'm able to, using this, I'm able to define exactly what I want to go into what mix.
What kind of cameras are you using and lenses?
Sure. So I started with this guy in the back that I was showing you before, the Panasonic. What is that? A V770, I think. It's a Panasonic camcorder. It was fine, but I quickly learned that using a mirrorless was the way to go. And so then I got this guy, which is my Sony A6400 with the lens that everyone puts on their A6400, the Sigma 1.4, 16 millimeter. It's fantastic. I've got that sitting inside a teleprompter with you can't see it, it's a little low.
I can see it. We can see it there.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry about that. So I've got the Glide Gear TMP 100 teleprompter, and then a Lilliput 10-inch monitor in there, and I can throw either Ecamm or Zoom, or in this case, I've just got my Brave browser up there so that I can see what I'm doing using as a confidence monitor. So that's awesome. The A6400. Over here, I've got a ZV-1 that I brought in as sort of just an extra. I actually got this for when I travel. I wanted to have a kit that I could bring along without breaking everything down. So that's that, and it's not color shaded right now, so that's why it looks very dark. And then I've also got this guy up here, my over-the-top shot. This is actually an old. This is a trick I learned from Alex Lindsay, actually. This is an old iPhone that I am airplaying into an old Apple TV that I have plugged in to my ATEM Mini over here.
Oh, very
So
good.
so I'm able to just use that as a fourth camera, and it just airplays into my ATEM Mini.
How about your lighting? Lighting's always a challenge for everybody.
Yeah. So I would actually say that before the lighting, the most important part of my setup here is actually a sit-stand desk. This is probably the first thing I bought, and I don't even remember where I got it, but it's one of those, electronic sit-stand desks. When I'm presenting, when I'm teaching, when I'm leading prayer, I want to be standing up. I want to be able to bring the energy that comes with being in that posture. And then what I've done is I've literally clamped everything to this desk, so it all just goes up and down with me. In order to get good lighting that will clamp easily to a desk, I went with the Elgato key lights. They were probably more expensive than I wanted to, but they're beautiful. They work flawlessly. They clamp right to the desk, easy peasy.
And they
it's
work
just
with the Stream Deck that you already have.
and they work with the Stream Deck that I already have. So I've got one over here, which is just a little lower down and a little brighter. I've got another one over here, which is a little higher and a little softer, just as a little fill light. I've also got back here, I think I just got that at Home Depot. It's just a smart bulb that I put into an old, what do you call those things? A lamp, a desk lamp,
just a regular
thing.
lamp. Yep.
Right. And then I just have smart plugs that I plug that into. So I use that as a hair light. And then I've just got some different accent lighting around me. I have a an Nanolite Pavo tube that I'm using, and some other stuff. But that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you showing us around. One last, a couple of questions we do like to ask on this segment is, what is your favorite piece of gear? The one thing you couldn't do without. Pick one. You can't. It's like you can't pick all of them. What's the one thing that really makes your stream better, or makes it easier, or makes it look better?
That's easy. Ecamm.
Okay, Ecamm. There you go.
Without it, all of this. By the way, all of the gear that I have would work without Ecamm. I could absolutely do a stream with all of this without Ecamm, but from scenes to overlays to everything, that the way Ecamm brings it all together, that's the one thing I could not live without.
Awesome. And so the other question too is, what's the next piece of gear? What's that next thing you're saving up for, looking forward to?
Yeah. I'd have to say I'm definitely looking forward to what Apple might announce in March. Really eager for a Mac Mini Pro, with an M1 Pro chip. If that doesn't come to pass, I'm also really excited about the TS4 new dock. I've got a TS3 here along with a couple others, and the TS4 looks really sweet.
That is so awesome. I appreciate you for letting us go behind the stream. Why don't you let everybody tell us a little bit more about where we can find more information about you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brent. Yeah. So I'm at www.toratechguy.com. Torah is the Hebrew word for Jewish learning, toratechguy.com. And I've got a bunch of stuff there, resources, videos, links. I'm not in this to make money, so I'm not really selling anything here. Just wanting to share my love of technology and Torah with everyone else.
Well, I think it's great. And thank you very much for joining us on Behind the Streams. And good luck to you. And we look forward to seeing if you get the Mac Mini M1 Pro or M2, whatever it comes out. I think we'll all be excited. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Brent. Love the show.
Oh, man, I absolutely love that.
Definitely. I had so much fun talking to Rabbi David. I got to interview 3 or 4 people. Well, we had 5 people, so we'll have 3 more videos coming out. I think the first one was last week was Geraldine. I love talking to her. I love talking to David, Rabbi David. I love talking to the other people that are living their truthful self,
right,
and using technology to grow themselves personally, or even for their mission or their faith. I just think we're in amazing times right now, right?
We are. And we're going to make it simple for you to be a guest on our show as well. So if you would like for us to see what it looks like for you behind your stream, all you have to do is go on to thestreamshow.live, and there's a button that says be our guest. So you click the button, fill out the form, and we'll contact you on how you could be on our show. Why not? Everybody wants to be on the stream show with the stream guys, right?
That's right. I mean, I think one of the things our mission is to help streamers succeed, and one of that is to help you get your word or your message out to other people and show kind of behind the scenes. I think, behind the stream, I guess what we call it,
right,
is because we all work so hard on the technology and the setups. And I was out here this morning working 3 or 4 hours on my setup. We never get to see what it takes. So we want to highlight you and what you're doing and how hard you're working, and we appreciate it.
And I want to know, how hard are you working? Are you working every day to create content? Are you doing CETA, create every day in April? Like, I'm actually creating every day in April. And what I like to do, Brant, is kind of be that accountability partner for people. All right. So if you're trying to do this and you need a little accountability, a little help, someone to kind of check on you throughout the month of April, inbox me, DJ Strick, inbox me, and I'll add you into the list of people that I'm working with so that I can kind of help coach you along the way. And the accountability helps for me too, because if I know I'm looking for your stuff and you're looking for my stuff, guess what? I'm going to continue to create. So again, if you're looking for someone to kind of help you out, to be accountable to during this time, don't mind. Hit me up, inbox me, contact me, and I'll add you to our list so that you'll have someone there coaching you right along the way.
That's awesome. I'm not doing CETA, so I'm not doing April stuff. So got some new things in the works that I'm working on. But if you want to get that accountability, the only reason I'm here every Sunday in the stream show is because of DJ Strick. He is my accountability partner, and we're here because I can't let Strick down. He can't let me down. So having a partner, just like working out, right, is always good to have. So reach out to Strick today because he will keep you on the straight and narrow path.
Hey, that's what I do. And right, because today I wanted to sleep just a little bit longer. So I was working on some stuff. We had some issues at our church today, and I had to actually do a replay of our service because of we didn't have the internet connection at church. So that pushed back my nap time, okay?
Oh, no.
That pushed back my nap time. So once I got in a good space to do my Sunday afternoon nap, it was time to get up and start the show. So there you go.
Love it. Love it. Strick has to have his nap.
I have to have it. That and water keeps me young.
There you go.
All right. So this time next week, hey, guess what, guys? 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, you got Brant Collins and DJ Strick. We are the Stream Guys. This is the Stream Show. You get a chance to hang out with us every Sunday night, and we are here only to help streamers succeed. If you want more details on who we are and what we're doing, you can always catch Brant. Brant, how can they get in contact with you?
You can go to my website, www.brantcollins.com. You can connect to me through there. I'm Brant Collins kind of everywhere, so Google that. Early on in 2006, I just said, you know what, I'm going to own the brand. So just Google me. You can find me. You can always search the Stream Show on YouTube and find us there. And hey, don't be afraid to ask us. We're here to help. We'd love to help you out, answer some questions, give you some tips or tricks. So just reach out to us, and we'd love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you. And, of course, I am DJ Strick on Facebook. You can find me, inbox me there. And David is correct. Accountability is a must. And being a full-time creator is not for the faint at heart at all. Like, you really, really, really have to be into this thing. We all need each other to get to the next level. Love this show. We love our audience, and that includes you, David. So thank you for being a part of it. Hey, guess what? We're going to do this same thing again next week, but we will have a guest. So unlike today, when we get a chance to hang out, Brant, let's end the show this way. We've decided that all of our shows won't be interview type shows. So get ready for an opportunity to hear more from Brant Collins and more from DJ Strick on how we can help you succeed.
Yeah, and give us some input. If you have questions, comment in here. We'll go back and look at them all. We'll answer anything and everything. We're pretty much open book. So we want to help streamers succeed.
It's really that simple. See you next week.